Okay, so let's talk about the Black Stars. Truth be told, I didn't really have confidence in the team, especially because of the way we qualified. We struggled to qualify. We didn't really play well. But what actually gave me hope that we could do better in the World Cup is after we played against Switzerland. When they used their full squad and we still beat them by 2 goals to nil, and I saw that okay, so we had potential after all. So our first game wasn't actually bad against Portugal. Wasn't bad. I think we went with a defensive mindset, which was good because of the attacking prowess of Portugal, so that at least we could hold them. And we did a very good job containing them and holding them, because you realize at the point that Ronaldo wasn't getting too much of the ball. Bernardo Silva wasn't able to penetrate enough. Bruno Fernandes was struggling penetrating our defense with his spot on passes. That one, I think we actually did well in the first half, containing them. And but the only problem I had was our transitioning from the defense to the attack. You realize that we couldn't give 3 accurate passes. Kudos was all over the place. Whenever we got a break, I think the day was having too many touches on the ball, which they should learn how to give a one-touch pass, because whenever there's a counter, the day holds the ball too much and he spoils the counter. And Inaki Williams wasn't getting too much of the ball. All the passes to him weren't accurate enough. I thought maybe Partey would be put in that role to help us transition from our defense to our attack. And I think Summit played well. But all in all, our defense was very solid. Salisu was on point. Amate was on point. Yes, and I like the Seidu guy, the right back guy. For a moment, I was skeptical why he didn't play Lamptey and he decided to play Seidu, but I understood why. The only two people I think they shouldn't play in our next game is maybe Baba Rahman. We could get a very good replacement for him. Then maybe Dede could stay on the bench, but I don't think that is possible. But maybe if we could bench one defensive midfielder, maybe Summit, then bring Kofi Chire, or we can play Partey, Kofi Chire and Summit, then we decide to let another person sit down. I got to know that our change, which happened after the goal, was supposed to happen before the goal. You get me? So maybe after the goal, he should have re-strategized and decided to hold off the substitution, because at that point the boys were very energized by the goal. You get me? So I thought maybe you could have at least held off the substitution for 5 minutes or for some time. You get me? But all in all, it was good, and he could have maybe decided to let Kudos still play and take off Dede. You get me? But the Bukari guy wasn't actually bad. He came and he proved the point, even though his celebration was misunderstood and getting a whole lot of reactions, and I realized he has come out with an apology, which is good. So our boys did well against Portugal. Maybe against North Korea we can be more offensive rather than defensive, and I think introducing Kofi Chire or some other players who are more attacking minded would really help our team. Rather than playing too many defensive players, we can introduce some attacking midfielders to also help us transition from our defense to our attack. And all in all, it's been good. All in all, I have not really seen the display of Inaki Williams yet, but I'm thinking that maybe with a good pass, he would actually do well and feed off it to bring us a goal in our next game. So I'm looking forward to a very good game in our next one, and I hope the boys will actually make us proud against North Korea. A couple of people who watched North Korea's game after seeing the game, said we can't beat them. Maybe they are playing too fast, or they are very decisive on the ball. So they are being skeptical whether we can score North Korea. But with God on our side, I know we can do it. Actually, we don't really have a plan. All we know, the plan we have is hope. Having hope that our boys can actually do something, and relying on their individual prowess. You understand? That is the only hope we have. And it is quite hilarious to see that. But all in all, the only revenge I'm waiting for us to have is against Uruguay. If you are able to beat Uruguay, our World Cup campaign has been a success. You and I understand why. We are quite impressed with how they played against Portugal, and I'm hoping to see improvement when it comes to our attack in next games to come. All the best to our boys, and see you after our next game. I'm out.